Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mr. English here from I Am English TV, and today we're going to start the little podcast on the spot. And today we're going to be talking about Xbox One, and it's been something that's been a big debate over the last year. I know y'all saw when I dropped a video reviewing the Xbox One last year. I was quite pleased with it and pleasantly surprised. Um, Going into the new year, it has definitely given me enough time to reassess uh, the performance, the even the need for an Xbox One, uh, to see if I still felt the same way. Um, let's just take it back to the beginning. I've always been a Sony fan from day one. I've owned all the consoles except the PlayStation 4 as of now. Um, I got into Xbox when it first came out mainly because of Halo. Friends of mine loved to play it. We used to get together all the time and do sleepover parties and freaking gaming parties, and it was fun. So that's how I got into the Xbox. The Xbox 360 for me was the pinnacle of what I wanted a system to do. I found myself playing my Xbox 360 more than my PlayStation 3, and I pretty much lived on that system. Excuse me, get some water. So it was a no-brainer for me going into the Xbox One, knowing, hey, look, Xbox 360 delivered, and I was ready to see, you know, what technology, the new technology would bring to a new Xbox system, and the hype surrounding the system's release was very, very. It was hype. It was hyping. It hyped everybody up. It made you anticipate what was going to happen, and you couldn't wait till it released. And quite honestly, I felt bamboozled and confused on what happened during the launch. It had so many issues going in with the Xbox One that I had to like go back to the past press conferences and stuff like that to find out, hey, look, hey, they're contradicting themselves. They said they was going to have this and it doesn't. So when I got my Xbox One, I didn't pay for it. I did some trading in some PC parts and stuff like that. So I didn't pay a dime for it. And so I could give a pretty unbiased review at that time because I didn't have any money invested in it. So I was pleasantly surprised. It's a good system. It works. My major my issues with Xbox One and why I feel that the system is pretty much on life support at the moment is because they were plagued from the beginning with bad pressers, bad information, and marketing was not an issue for them. It was just they couldn't. I don't think they could find the hump. They couldn't find good ground. Sony was delivering on everything that said it was going to deliver on, and you know what I mean. And they capitalized on their mistakes with the PlayStation 3. Xbox, I don't think they really had a clue what was going on. I mean, I'm waiting on. I'm still waiting on these. What do you call it? The Xbox 360 had so many features, and it feels like the Xbox One released with less features than the 360 did. And it made me think, I don't understand why does the next gen have less features than what the previous gen has? That doesn't make any sense. And that's one of my biggest issues is that, you know, since its conception, I'm still waiting on features that I had on the Xbox 360 that should have came with the Xbox One. So getting into why the Xbox One is dead or why it's on life support. My boy from One Stop Gamers, uh, they had a he said it pretty well when he was saying that the Xbox One is dead. I would like to disagree, but there's too many factors that support that notion that it is dead or dying. I would like to choose to say it's on life support. How long will that life support continue? I don't know. A lot of people saying that at E3, they're going to show lots of they're going to show they're going to surprise everyone. That's what Microsoft said. They're going to surprise everyone. They're going to surprise everyone. I'm trying to figure out what the heck they're going to surprise me with, because the only thing they've been surprising me with is that they still haven't delivered, or through all the updates every month, they still haven't given me a perfect system, or a system that they described it would be before it came out. So I don't know exactly what they're going to surprise me with. The only thing I can think of is that they're going to basically talk our ears off about Microsoft, the new what is it, Windows 10 integration, and how it's going to integrate, how it's going to be great. You're going to be able to play your Xbox One titles through your PC or your tablet, which really doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, it sounds interesting, but that's fine and all. But what about the console? If they do this presser and press for, push for this Windows 10 integration, where does that leave the console? Because it seems to me that Microsoft is now trying to distance themselves from the console game. It wouldn't surprise me if they were really considering selling off, the Xbox franchise, that whole entire section, and so we can stop pretty much feeding off of Microsoft. They're losing too much money, and I don't really think they know what they're doing, to save the console's life. So, the Windows 10 to me is something that I'm looking forward to, because I would like to see if it's something that's going to push the Xbox into a bigger, to a good direction or not. Right now, Microsoft they need a break right now. They don't need a cheap system. They just need a system that works and that delivers, like the Xbox 360. So, time will tell. It's not too much longer till E3, and everybody's waiting to find out what's going to happen. Like I said, I don't think they're going to surprise us with anything at E3. What they really need to do is get their stuff together and get us a working system. So, with that being said, I would really like to know how you guys feel about Microsoft and how they've approached this situation, approached the Xbox One. Was it flawed from beginning? Did it die midway? Did it die this year, last year? Do you see a future in it? And what they need to do better. That's what I'd like to hear from you guys. Aside from the E3 news, I think probably the biggest mistake that Microsoft made, in my opinion, was focusing on the Xbox being a media center. And what I mean by media center is that, to me, they focus more on pretty much the Xbox being this huge, Roku or, Fire TV thing, where, you get to integrate all these apps and blah, blah, blah. And and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. And another thing that I'm really tired of is paying a premium for things and apps that I should already be able to use. And what I mean by that is Xbox Live Gold. I'm tired of paying $60 a year to be able to use Hulu and Netflix and all my other favorite apps when I can just turn on my Apple TV or my Fire TV and not have to pay to access those apps that I already pay for. So, Microsoft, they have a lot of support, and they have a lot of money. They get a lot of money from us fans, every month, every year, but yet they can't give us something that works and works the way it's supposed to work. So, that's kind of my gripe about it, and hopefully they'll be able to fix it. I still think they have time to turn this thing around. Consoles don't usually see their peak until like maybe 3 years after the release. So we'll start seeing some better gameplay, some better games, and stuff like that. Another big issue that that happened, not too long ago, is they delayed Quantum Break. Now, when I got the Xbox One, this was the exclusive that I was looking at that made me want to buy the console. It wasn't Halo, it wasn't anything like that. It was Quantum Break. I looked at that game and I was like, that's going to be the game. Am I upset that they delayed the game? Yes, I'm upset that they delayed the game. But if they delayed the game for good reasons, being such as, is the game not finished? And what I mean by finished is like, is it polished enough? Is it working? Have they worked out the bugs? Now, if they're going to push it back to give us a good game, a solid game that's not broken, I will praise them when they release the game. But if they release a broken game, another broken game that's supposed to be an exclusive to the console, I'm gonna lose my mind. When the Halo Master Chief Collector's Edition came out, people were, grab it. Some of my good friends who were like diehard Halo fans. They tried to talk me into it, and I told them I'm not buying that shit. Excuse me, the language. I ain't buying it until I see it in action. I'm not wasting $60 of my hard-earned money to buy a broken game. And it turned out that it was broken. And then still some of my same diehard friends, they criticized me saying that I didn't support the franchise. And I was like, well, I'm not going to play a broken game. The game's broken. They argued with me about it, but it looks so good and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. So, yeah, that was a fail. Master Chief, the Halo Master Chief was a fail. Halo 5 might be a fail. I'm gonna say I'm gonna root for it and hope that it's not, but we'll have to see on that one if it's a fail or not. But definitely, if they're gonna push back Quantum Break, it better be a complete game. So I don't want to download any patches or anything like that on day one because, there's like huge major glitches or something. I don't want to deal with it. And, things like this, things like, the delays, things like the constantly broken system, minus the features, we still haven't gotten the stuff. It's really made me reassess how I even, perceive the console. It's very hard to keep the console turned on. Before Battlefield Hardline came out, there was really I look at the Xbox and it spends more time off than it does on. So, I want Microsoft at E3, hopefully, this year, in general to give me a reason to want to turn my system on and keep it on. Otherwise, I'll just go back to PC gaming, because PC gaming is it's lucrative to me. I love it because I like to upgrade stuff. I like to tinker around with performance and graphics. I like having that open source feel to my gaming. I like to do things like that, but I will always give the consoles a chance. I'm going to grab a PS4 soon, but I also wanted to give the consoles a little bit of time to mature. So honestly, I probably won't get a PlayStation 4 until maybe this Black Friday or something this year. Just so I can give it some time to mature and stuff. So definitely looking forward to that. But let me know how you guys feel about Xbox One being on life support, if it's dead or not. And make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Definitely thanks for stopping by and listening to the podcast. Maybe next time or so, we're going to work on getting some video up and some extra people in here to debate. So definitely thanks for stopping by, guys, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.